Hello. In this video we're going to use the Rattle package in R. And in a previous video we looked at SAS Enterprise Miner as a predictive model development tool, and Rattle is somewhat similar to SAS. It allows you to build many different models and compare them against each other. What we're going to do is install Rattle. So as we've done before, we're going to come up here and set our crayon mirror, and it's going to ask us to select a crayon mirror site, and we'll come down here and select Ohio, because that's where I'm at, but you can select whatever's closest to you. And then we're going to go and install Rattle. Now Rattle is going to be kind of an interesting package to install because it has a lot of other packages that it calls. So when we are using Rattle, every now and then you might get a message that says, hey, we need you to install, I don't know, this widget or that, and you just click a button that says, yes, please install. So the first few times you use Rattle, these annoying messages will come up, and just install the necessary, let R install the necessary packages for you. Now I've already installed a lot of these things. I'm reinstalling it right here, but I've already done an installation, so when I run this I probably won't get those annoying error messages. But okay, I have now installed Rattle. Now to run Rattle, first we have to use the library command. Just like this. So you're going to type this exact thing like I did. So now Rattle has been loaded, and in order to execute Rattle, we do R-A-T-T-L-E, open paren, close paren, just like that. And when we do that, we get this window pops up. Now this is how we're going to build our predictive model using Rattle. We're going to first load some data. And to do that, we are going to go out here and look. Now I happen to have a data set, and this will be the same data set that we used for Enterprise Miner. It's home equity line of credit, only in this case it's a CSV file. So we have that, and once you execute this, now here's the trick with Rattle. You have to always remember to come up here and hit this execute button. Whoop, and there we go. And so now the first thing we got to do is Rattle just assumes that that's my target and these are my inputs. He took his best guess. Now what we're going to do is tell Rattle, by the way, that's a categorical target. Now at this point we could do things like explore. Now this is not a completely GUI interface like Enterprise Miner or some commercially available software, but it's still a pretty neat little tool. And he's going to use 70% of the data for training, test, and validation. Let's first just explore the data. You can come over here and you could say, let's just do some basic analysis and show me some missing values. And if I just hit execute here, and see again, the package fbasic is required to calculate blah blah blah, and see you get this warning message. So what we're going to do is he's going to say, would you like Rattle to install that package? And we're going to say, yeah, let's do it. So you're going to get this the first couple of times you use Rattle. It's going to have these annoying, and see, notice he installs everything that he needs. And so you're going to get this, and if we take a look, you can see that that we have mortgage due has some missing values, and the reason for their loan, that wanting a loan, has some missing values. So I've got some missing values, and also you get some other kind of statistical data about this. We're not going to go into that right now. We can also do some transformations of the data. So let's come over here, and one of the things you're going to want to do first is impute missing values. So we've got some missing values, and we're going to do that. And when you click on this, we're going to impute this guy. You select the guys you want to do. Now we're not going to do the reason or the job. We're just going to the numbers, and we're going to impute them to be the mean value. And if we hit execute, and Rattle has now imputed the missing values. So let's go back here to the data, and you're going to notice that Rattle has now created some new variables, the loan amount, the mortgage due, etc., etc. And these guys over here, like the derogatory, is now don't use it, ignore it. Why? Because we have an imputed derogatory. Now let's go back over here to transform, and remember these two guys here, the reason and the job, well, those are categorical. So we're going to take these two guys and fix that with, fill those guys in with the mode meaning the most common answer. If we go back over here, you can see that now the reason and the job are ignored, and we can come down here and we've got the imputed ones. Now we can even do something else if you want to do other kinds of transformations, like rescale your continuous variables and do that on a range of, let's say, 0 to 1 or something like that, or recenter it. You know, you could do a lot of things. You could do log transforms. We're just going to scale everything from 0 to 1. Why? Just because we can. I'm not trying to build the best model here. I'm just trying to build a model. So again, you come back here and you take a look at your data. Oh, it says no variables have been selected. Well, there you go. Let's try that again. Rescale from 0 to 1 and execute. And when we look over here at the data tab now, you can see that we have the imputed guys are now ignored, and we've got some new variables. Means that these guys have been rescaled. We could do other things at this point by cluster analysis and a few other things. We're just going to build some models just to show you. We're going to build a decision tree. We could do lots of different ones. Let's try building a decision tree and see what we get just doing that. So building a decision tree, and there it is. And we can actually draw the decision tree if we want, which is kind of cool. Nice decision tree there. And so you can see that the home equity line of credit, if the imputed delinquency rated on a 0 to 1 scale is less than this, then the chances of default goes to 13%, and over here it's half and half. This is, you know, so this guy here is going to do a slightly different decision tree than you might have gotten out of SAS or some other language, but this is just a decision tree that we have. And so we can come back over here to Rattle, and let's build lots of different tree things. So we do random forest, gradient boosting, support vector machines, and let's just build them all. And so we're going to build lots of these guys. And we wait a minute. And now we could come over here, and he's built a bunch of models, I guess, and now we can come over here and evaluate them. And one of the things that you might want to do is a rock curve. So we could do, let's say, a rock curve, and let's just do it for, see what it looks like for our friend, the decision tree. And if we look, this is what the decision tree looks like. Not necessarily the best tree I've ever seen, but there it is. We can bring up Rattle again, and let's try to see what the gradient boosting tree looked like. Much better curve. And let's bring up Rattle again, and let's see what the random forest looked like. Well, that's a good curve. And let's see what the support vector machines, run him. Not so good. The regression, not so good. And the neural network. And he didn't do well at all. So, okay. So, anyways, this is Rattle, and this is not a comprehensive tour. I just want to show you that these tools do exist in other languages outside of SAS. Obviously, this is not as robust of a tool as you might get in SAS or some commercial product, but hey, this is free, and it does have its uses. So these are some tools that are available, and that's it.